Key 1 to Stoic every day. We navigate a complex web of social interactions. And within this landscape, some of the most challenging moments arise from the sting of belittling comments. But what if I told you that the ancient Stoics gave us a roadmap to not just survive, but thrive in these situations? Stoicism offers timeless wisdom on how to maintain our dignity and composure when faced with adversity. Today, we're diving deep into the art of handling belittling remarks, not just as a way to counter negativity, but as an opportunity for personal growth and a chance to assert your strength in a way that is profound, graceful, and impactful. If you've ever been hurt by a remark and wish you handled it with more poise or authority, you're in the right place. We're about to explore strategies that will not only help you keep your cool, but also enhance how others see you. And most importantly, how you see yourself. Belittling remarks may seem like small jabs to our self-esteem, but their impact can run much deeper than that initial sting. When someone attempts to diminish us with hurtful words, it's not just a test of our emotional resilience. It's a perfect moment to practice the core principles of Stoicism. The Stoics teach us that it's not external events that harm us. Rather, it's how we perceive them that creates distress. When faced with belittling comments, it's essential to manage our perceptions in order to preserve our inner peace. Consider a common scenario. You're in a meeting and you propose a new idea. Instead of receiving constructive feedback, a colleague dismissively says, "That might be the worst idea I've ever heard." In this moment, it's easy to feel embarrassed, angered, or rejected. But from a Stoic perspective, this is an ideal opportunity to practice detachment. Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." In other words, the hurtful comment only holds power if we allow it to affect us. By not internalizing the remark as a reflection of our worth, we instead recognize it as a reflection of the speaker's perspective or emotional state. This concept aligns closely with psychological principles as well. Carl Jung famously said that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. If a comment stings, it might reveal areas where we feel insecure or less confident. Instead of seeing this as a setback, we can use it as an opportunity to explore those vulnerabilities and grow stronger. Stoicism is rooted in rationality, and when faced with criticism or belittling remarks, it's essential to apply clear-headed thinking. Imagine receiving harsh criticism after a performance review. Instead of reacting defensively, take a moment to reflect. Is there truth in the feedback? Is there room for improvement? Or is the criticism exaggerated? Aristotle once said, "It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it." By critically assessing the feedback, we can determine whether it's constructive or simply an unfounded attack. Choosing to grow from the experience, rather than being diminished by it, empowers us to act with wisdom. Handling belittling comments with grace also involves recognizing the intentions behind them. Often, such remarks are not about us at all. They are more a reflection of the other person's insecurities or need to assert dominance. By understanding this, we can shift our perception from one of victimhood to one of empathy. This doesn't mean we excuse their behavior, but rather we see it for what it is, a manifestation of their issues, not ours. In practicing these Stoic responses, we embody the principles of equanimity and resilience. Every belittling comment, then, becomes not a wound but a teacher. It reveals not only our vulnerabilities, but also our capacity for compassion, patience, and growth. By responding with understanding rather than bitterness, we protect our self-esteem and, at the same time, enhance our character. This is the true power of Stoicism, the ability to convert challenges into opportunities for personal and ethical development. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its transformative approach. Every belittling comment can be seen not as an attack on our self-worth, but as a test of our philosophical strength. Each encounter is an opportunity to practice virtue, patience, and reflection. When we handle adversity with wisdom, we don't just survive, it strengthens us, helping us build a deeper, more resilient character. One highly effective, yet simple, strategy is to calmly ask the person to repeat their belittling comment. While this may seem counterintuitive, who wants to hear something hurtful again? This technique actually shifts the dynamics of the conversation in a powerful way. Picture a social situation where someone says, "Wow, you switched jobs again? You must have trouble sticking with anything." Rather than reacting with defensiveness or frustration, you calmly ask, "Can you say that again?" This request forces the person to reevaluate their words and reconsider the weight of their statement. It often leads to a realization on their part, especially if they spoke impulsively without considering how their words might land. Plato once said, "Wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something." By asking them to repeat the comment, you subtly encourage them to reflect on whether they truly had something meaningful to say or if they were simply speaking to fill silence or assert control. In doing so, you not only disrupt the negative interaction, but also set a tone of dignity and reflection, making it clear that you're not a target for their hurtful words. This approach gives you the upper hand, turning the situation from one of potential conflict into one of introspection and growth for both parties. Through Stoicism, we can take control of our emotional responses, turn negativity into a source of wisdom, and maintain our integrity even in the face of belittling remarks. The next time you encounter criticism or a disparaging comment, you'll have the tools to not only handle it with grace, but to grow stronger in the process. Key 1 to Stoic mastering your reactions is a vital skill, especially when it comes to handling belittling or disrespectful comments. One of the foundational principles of Stoic philosophy is the idea that we should focus on what we can control, mainly our responses to external events, rather than being at the mercy of other people's actions. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This insight can be a powerful guide when navigating situations where we feel belittled or disrespected. One of the most effective techniques for dealing with hurtful comments is to ask the person to repeat what they just said. It might seem simple, but this action can have an extraordinary effect. Instead of passively absorbing the insult or retaliating in anger, you regain control of the situation. You're not escalating the tension, but rather managing the flow of the conversation in a way that helps you stay calm and composed. The psychology behind this is fascinating. When someone is asked to repeat a hurtful or aggressive comment, it often forces them to feel discomfort. This discomfort arises from a clash between their social awareness, the understanding that respect and kindness are important, and their own words, which may not align with those values. This cognitive dissonance can make them pause, reconsider, or even retract their statement. Beyond the psychological effect, asking for repetition also buys you time to collect your thoughts. It gives you a moment to detach from the immediate emotional response, whether it's anger or hurt, and to craft a thoughtful, calm reply. This allows you to maintain your dignity and sets a clear standard for how you expect to be treated. It's a non-confrontational but powerful way to assert your self-respect and boundaries. The beauty of this approach is in its simplicity. You don't need a sharp retort or an eloquent speech to handle the situation effectively. You simply ask the person to repeat themselves. This makes it an accessible strategy for anyone, even those who find themselves caught off guard or unsure of how to respond in heated moments. Another powerful Stoic strategy is to ask questions that help clarify the intent behind a belittling comment. This shifts the conversation from a reactive response to a more thoughtful, reflective one. By asking questions like, "What did you mean by that?" or "Did you intend to suggest my contributions aren't valuable?" you encourage both the speaker and yourself to pause and consider the true meaning behind the words. This approach is rooted in the Socratic method, which encourages deeper thinking and self-reflection. Rather than immediately responding with frustration, you take a moment to inquire. This can lead the speaker to reconsider their words, potentially correct themselves, or reflect on why they made that comment in the first place. This technique not only helps clarify any misunderstandings, but also fosters a more respectful and thoughtful conversation. Moreover, asking questions about intent can reveal underlying concerns or anxieties that the speaker might not have explicitly voiced. For instance, if a friend criticizes your recent decisions harshly, asking what leads you to say that might uncover hidden worries about your well-being or future. This transforms a potentially negative interaction into a moment of deeper understanding and mutual respect. This strategy doesn't just apply to single comments, but to the larger practice of fostering healthy communication. It sets a clear standard for how you expect to be treated, respectfully and thoughtfully. It encourages both yourself and the other person to engage in a meaningful dialogue, whether in personal or professional contexts. By practicing this, you cultivate relationships built on mutual respect and a shared desire for clarity and understanding. Additionally, this approach aligns perfectly with the Stoic concept of self-awareness. As Carl Jung once noted, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. When you question the intent behind someone's comment, you're not only addressing their words, but you're also exploring your own reactions and emotional triggers. This fosters emotional intelligence and resilience, enabling you to respond in a more measured and balanced way. Choosing curiosity over anger in these situations creates space for emotional growth. It allows you to engage in the conversation more calmly and thoughtfully, rather than reacting impulsively. This shift in approach can lead to far more productive outcomes, reducing the likelihood of unnecessary conflict and enhancing the quality of your communication in the long run. Both of these strategies, asking for repetition and inquiring about intent, are powerful tools for managing how we respond to negativity. They are simple yet profound methods that align with the core Stoic values of control, composure, and respect. These strategies not only help defuse tense situations, but also promote better, more thoughtful communication. In practical terms, next time you face a belittling comment, remember that you have the power to control your reaction. By choosing to respond with clarity and composure, you turn a negative interaction into an opportunity for personal growth and mutual respect. These Stoic techniques offer a way to maintain your dignity, set clear boundaries, and foster healthier, more constructive conversations. Sometimes, the simplest actions can have the most profound impact. Key 1. Stoic engaging in thoughtful, respectful communication is essential for nurturing healthy relationships, whether at work, at home, or in social settings. When both parties take the time to consider their words carefully, it promotes an atmosphere of empathy and mutual respect. This mindful approach not only enhances individual interactions, but also helps build a more considerate and thoughtful community. In moments of tension, especially when faced with belittling comments, asking questions about the speaker's intent can serve multiple purposes. It provides an opportunity for the speaker to reflect on their words, encouraging a deeper understanding. Simultaneously, it reinforces your own commitment to Stoic principles by remaining composed and focused on rational discourse, rather than reacting impulsively. This practice of questioning intent is a powerful tool for maintaining dignity and fostering meaningful conversation. It encourages both sides to engage in dialogue with more awareness, promoting respect and clarity. In doing so, you not only protect your peace, but also contribute to elevating the quality of the discussion. By embracing this Stoic mindset, we can avoid being pulled into petty conflicts and instead engage in conversations that promote growth and understanding. Another deeply Stoic response to such challenges is the practice of embracing silence. Seneca, the Roman philosopher, famously said, He who does not wish to speak is heard more powerfully. Silence, far from being a sign of weakness or passive acceptance, can be one of the most profound ways to maintain your composure and self-control. In heated situations where emotions run high, the impulse to retaliate is natural. Yet, by choosing silence, you offer yourself the space to step back, reflect, and prevent the situation from escalating further. In the heat of a moment, when sharp or cutting remarks are directed at you, silence provides a way to hold your ground without getting caught up in the emotional turmoil. It offers the other person a chance to reconsider their words, perhaps realizing the harshness or inconsiderateness of their comments. This pause doesn't just maintain your peace. It also reflects the Stoic value of inner harmony. Plato's notion of the soul in harmony speaks directly to this idea. When you choose not to engage with provocation, you preserve your internal balance, preventing external conflict from disrupting your peace of mind. Furthermore, silence can serve as a subtle, yet powerful mirror to the person making the belittling remark. The silence that follows a harsh comment allows the speaker to hear their own words, often giving them a moment of discomfort to reflect on their tone and intent. This pause can be a turning point in the conversation, creating an opening for personal growth for both parties. While this silence may feel uncomfortable at first, it is a necessary tool for fostering self-awareness and emotional maturity. Psychologically, silence also functions as a boundary-setting mechanism. It shows respect not only for your own mind, but also for the unconscious processes that guide your reactions. By choosing not to react immediately, you allow yourself the space to process your emotions and respond in alignment with your deeper values, rather than reacting based on surface-level impulses. This is particularly important in high-stakes environments, such as professional settings, where silence can shift the dynamics of a conversation. In negotiations, meetings, or difficult discussions, maintaining silence in response to a belittling remark can force the other party to fill the void, often leading them to rethink their position or offer more constructive feedback. Embracing silence is not about avoiding confrontation or withdrawing from the conversation. It's an active, powerful choice. It's a practice in discernment, knowing when to speak and when to let your silence do the talking. Not every comment requires a response. Sometimes, the most effective response is no response at all. This strategy not only preserves your energy, but also reinforces your sense of self-respect and commitment to higher standards of communication. In this way, silence becomes a powerful tool for reinforcing your integrity and adhering to Stoic principles. By choosing silence in the face of provocation, you assert your dignity and send a clear message that you are not easily swayed by petty remarks or external negativity. This act of restraint speaks volumes about your character, reflecting a deep commitment to self-mastery and emotional resilience. It's also important to remember that embracing silence in response to a belittling comment is not about avoiding conflict, but about confronting it with wisdom. Conflict, after all, is a natural part of human interaction and can be an opportunity for growth. By responding with thoughtful silence, you show that you're not intimidated by external judgments and that your peace is non-negotiable. Reflecting on how we engage with others, especially in difficult situations, reminds us that Stoicism is not just theoretical. It's a practical guide for navigating life's challenges. Every interaction, every response to criticism, is an opportunity to practice Stoic virtues and build a more resilient, grounded character. The strategies we've explored, such as questioning intent and embracing silence, are not just tools for managing conflict. They are pathways to living with greater integrity, wisdom, and inner peace. As we continue to reflect on these Stoic principles, let's remember that it's not just through abstract theory that we embody them, but through our daily actions. It's in how we handle criticism, how we manage stress, and how we choose to respond in difficult situations that we truly live out the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Keep applying these strategies and observe the positive changes in how you feel, as well as how others respond to you. Your participation in this ongoing dialogue strengthens not just your own growth, but also the collective wisdom of our community. Let's continue to explore, reflect, and engage, and together we can further our commitment to living wisely and virtuously.